Hello YouTube, Fungal Warrior 88 is back with another video, and I will be doing a top 15 list of the top 15 films I love and that everybody else hates. That was a list that I've been wanting to do for a while now, but I never really got to do it because of some other ideas for videos, and I thought this would be a good time to do it now. And remember, the 15 films that I chose for this list are just my opinion, so don't be bad-mouthing me if you don't agree with me. And there are two films somewhere in this list that came out this year. Okay, let's get started without further ado. Here are your top 15 films that I like that everybody else hates. Let's get started. Okay, number 15 is Yes Man. This movie was panned by a lot of critics. They say the acting was terrible, and the story didn't make sense, the direction was weak, and camera work was bad. But I like it. It's a really good movie in my opinion. Okay, let's talk about the story. Okay, a guy named Jim Carrey is personally saying no to everything people ask him. But one day, something happens when Jim Carrey wants to say yes to everything. And I think that's a really good plot line for this film. And the acting from Jim Carrey, I'm a really big Jim Carrey fan. He did an awesome job in this movie. And Zooey Deschanel is hot that you just can't stand it at all. Her acting was good in this film, and Terrence Stamp did an awesome job despite his screen time, and Bradley Cooper does a good job in this movie. And yeah, four good actors. They did really a great job in this film. So highly recommend it if you are a big fan of Jim Carrey and his movies. Highly recommend it. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. And it is a good movie. Okay, number 14. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. The Secret of the Ooze. This movie got mixed reviews, but a lot of bad reviews. They say the acting was bland and the story made a little next to no sense, and the directing was bad. The script was horrible. But I like this movie. I think it's the best Ninja Turtle movie out of the series, with no doubt about it. And this movie's good. Haven't seen the first one, but I hear the first one's really good, and the third one is bullshit. Okay, the acting in this film was great. The direction was beautiful, and the story was great. I am a really great big Ninja Turtles fan. They are my thing. I think my favorite Ninja Turtle has to be probably Michelangelo, because he's a party animal. Wow! So, I would recommend Ninja Turtles 2. It's a really good movie in my opinion, and if you haven't seen it, go see it, but see the first one first. Okay, number 13. Fun with Dick and Jane. This is another Jim Carrey movie that came out in 2005, right before Yes Man was out. They critics say that the story was lame and the acting was overrated and the direction wasn't shot beautifully. But I think it's really great movie. Jim Carrey pulls off a great performance. Tia Loney does a good job as Jim Carrey's wife. Alex Baldwin and what's the other guys? Oh yeah, Alex Baldwin and Dan Fogler do a good job as their characters in the movie, and it's a really good movie. And storyline was good, directing and the script was great, and really great Jim Carrey movie. Highly recommend this movie as well as Yes Man because they are really great Jim Carrey movies. Okay, next one, number 12, we got Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Now, a lot of people did not like this movie because the story was a little bit in the background. Galactus was a giant cloud in the movie, and the development with Galactus was horrible, and the acting was bad, but I think the movie is good in my opinion, and it is a good movie. It was a great sequel to the first Fantastic Four movie, which I will be going into later. Chris Evans as the Human Torch, Michael Chiklis as the Thing, Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman, and Jan Griffith is as Mr. Fantastic. They all did a really good job, and you got the return of Doctor Doom. That was really great, and Silver Surfer was well developed in this one. Is it mediocre? Yes, but it sure isn't horrible. I think it's one of the best comic book films ever made. So, go check it out. You will enjoy this movie as well as the first one. It is a lot of fun. Okay, number 11. Another Ninja Turtles movie, TMNT, the CGI version that came out in 2007. Yeah, the animation looks like crap, and the story was bad. But we could have at least get another movie to relieve the abomination that was Ninja Turtles 3. Yeah, it was a little mediocre, but it has something that I never got to see in that Ninja Turtles movie. Leonardo and Raphael battling it out. And yeah, it's a really good scene. And Chris Evans plays the voice of Casey Jones really well. Sarah Michelle Gellar was good. And Patrick Stewart as the villain, Max Winters, was good. And Mako with Splinter was good. And the CGI is perfect. And it has a couple good effects. A little bit of humor in this movie. But overall, it's my second favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie to date. And it's a really awesome movie, so go check it out. Okay. Number 10. Terminator Salvation. Yep. The fourth movie that came out in 2009. Now, to be clear, I was never really a fan of the Terminator, but during Christmas 2009, I watched the movie, and it was a really good movie. And I know Arnold Schwarzenegger is the best Terminator, but Arnold Schwarzenegger is not in this one. I think the machines were developed in this one, and it's really good. Christian Bale's acting was a little in the middle of good and bad. Sam Worthington does a good job as Marcus, and Bryce Dallas Howard cannot act. She may be hot, but she cannot act. And Christian Bale does a really okay job as John Connor, like I just mentioned. And I thought the overall story was perfect. And the director who replaced James Cameron is Mick G. What a weird name for What a weird name for a director. Never heard of him until Terminator Salvation came out. Who is in Michael Bay territory, in my opinion. And I think the special effects were mind-blowing. They were just great. And overall, this movie is great. I'm Fungal Warrior 88. Later, see ya for part 2.